What's going on, guys? Fletch here from Ultimate Halo, and the main topic of this channel, if you've not been following along recently, has been Halo Infinite and my ideas for certain elements of the game, and whether it's mission related or certain features that I feel would contribute towards its success, or even perhaps the failure of the title for 343 Industries. This video is no exception, and today I'm going to delve into something that hasn't really made an appearance in a good while, and it first appeared in Halo Reach, and it was the implementation of the challenges system. For those of you who do not recall, it's basically a system where the game would challenge you in certain areas of the game for completing a task, either in firefights, campaign, multiplayer. So for example, you could kill 75 grunts in firefights. You would find that there were daily challenges that used to refresh every 24 hours, and then there were weekly challenges which, you guessed right, reset at the end of the week. Damn, this is some cutting edge stuff. As a result of completing these challenges, you then received credits which you would then be able to spend in the armory to unlock helmets, firefight voices, as well as other various body pieces. The same challenges also did appear in Halo 4 across the multiplayer and Spartan Ops, although in my opinion I didn't think they were advertised as much in-game as Halo Reach perhaps did, and regardless they were still there to help you earn some experience points. So at this stage we have an understanding of what these challenges are, but why is it that they exist? Well, that's kind of the main point what I want to discuss in this video. I thought they had many benefits that Halo Infinite can reintroduce to benefit the game and the population that comes to play it. I've recently in the past month or so decided to cave in and start playing Fortnite, and yes, despite my previous judgments, I did actually enjoy the game, which I was quite surprised with, to be truthful. I know everybody likes to hate on the Battle Royale genre because it's the mainstream thing and plenty of other franchises want to jump on the bandwagon, but challenges like this genuinely keep me coming back and to receive the rewards, and you can access a great deal of content just by going through these. Players throughout all of time have enjoyed bragging rights and having a particular character or piece of armour. I would like to draw attention to, let's say, the Halo 3 days where recon was such a huge thing. It was almost like a meme where fans would even create their own stories on how to get it. It sent the community insane and they were desperate to try the best and obtain it. And even Bungie tried their best to utilise this sort of hype based around just one singular helmet. Gaming has also become a culture, and by giving gamers something to aim towards, it engages them with your franchise. I will talk about engagement a little bit later on, but for now, I just want to give you more of my opinion why retention and engagement is crucial for a game and how this system can play into it. So if you all do not know by now, video games require a lot of hours, resources and money to create, and that's probably just an understatement, by the way, and Halo is absolutely no exception to that. I would also say that the community that plays Halo games has become somewhat divided into different subsections. You have your lore guys, casual multiplayer, hardcore / esports people, the Forge community, custom games, screenshotters, SFM art, and so on and so forth. Generally, I think we're all getting better at understanding each other, but sometimes it's difficult to relate to each other, in my opinion. Let's be clear about that, this is my opinion, because we don't always experience Halo in the same way, which is absolutely fine, no problem with that, but I believe that having such challenges in place is a brilliant way for players to branch out of their normal circles. It encourages the Lord guys to go play multiplayer more, Forgers to try out competitive game types more, screenshots to forge more, and I'm not saying they don't, that I also want to be clear on, it just encourages it a lot more, because some people buy certain games for certain things, they're entitled to do that, but you know, why not play something else in the game if you're not going to play it? As simple as that. Now, by doing this, you create more of a unified community. It engages them in the products that you make and keeps them coming back on a regular basis to make sure they're unlocking all of the latest stuff. Once you have established what the fans want, whether it's a piece of armour, a weapon skin, or a visor colour, you can then create a culture around the necessity to earn it. Have it for a limited time, make it ridiculously difficult to get, or just have something badass that people really want. As a result, this also means it can spread within communities like wildfire. It can spawn videos, forum posts, tweets, and the rest pretty much advertises itself from there. At this stage, we're going to take a little bit of a step back and have a look at what challenges could be like in Halo Infinite or how they could be incorporated, some of which you may have already seen in the past. But on a side note, I'm also no UI designer. What I've done, I've just thrown this together, so I'm pretty pleased with it. I threw it together in 30 so minutes, so I hope you enjoy. But as we can see here, there is a key challenge, which is subscribe to Ultimate Halo, so make sure you do that. I can assure you that one comes with the biggest rewards, so hit that button below. We also have kill 75 players using UNSC weapons only. A really good thing about that one I like is it encourages you to use certain types of weapons you might not otherwise use. You can also kill 5 enemies using fusion coils, 10 BTB sniper headshots, 20 infection matches, beat part-time on a certain mission, kill 100 Spartans, and you can read whatever's left on the screen. That gives you a pretty good illustration of some of the ideas you could incorporate. At this stage, we have already discussed the benefits of being able to have these challenges and how it keeps some player retention and engagement, but there are also some added benefits to this, and I'm purely saying this from a content creator's perspective. Ubernick, for example, he's a great friend of mine who I annoy immensely, but there is a lot of love between us two. He gears his content heavily towards gameplay stuff, challenges, and the odd montage here and there. Imagine him trying the fusion coil challenge or the sniper headshot. This is going to encourage him to be a bit more courageous in how he approaches his playstyle, subsequently providing more potential around him hitting some amazing clips, and which in turn the community loves and shares around. This is nothing but good for all parties involved. Nick and his channel grow even more, the community gets excited about something cool, and 343's game ends up doing well, and that cycle continues and is nothing but beneficial for the franchise as a whole. Up until this point, I've talked about how it helps the game do well, having this challenge system in place. But what if it isn't doing very well at all? Kickassjamas, otherwise known as James Tamplin, a good community friend of mine who also helped formulate a lot of the ideas in this video, made a challenge idea of actually playing something called Warzone Invasion. So, Warzone Invasion, I thought, well, he was obviously getting at Halo Reach's Invasion coming back, which I am all for, by the way. Although, in my head I got thinking about Warzone Assault, which in some ways did share a lot of similarities with the game mode, but in my experience at least, the game type actually died off drastically, and it was very hard to find a game after a while. With that in mind, Halo Infinite has a new engine. It could provide a lot more flexibility for changing the game, how it works around regular updates, and we've seen games more of live services in the past years than they've ever been before. As a result, it got me thinking about if there was something wrong with the game type. Could you set up some challenges to help the player build a connection with the game type once more? So to do this, we're going to set an illustration in place for Halo Infinite, and we're purely talking hypothetically. I'm not saying this will happen, but let's just say the fan-beloved game type Infection absolutely tanks at launch. They screw it up for whatever reason and the community hates it. It means then it's tainted with a negative name. So what if 343 added an update addressing the issues and made it a fun game type once again? Yes, you would encourage players to jump back in again for the small portion of those who did, but with the game as a whole, what if we made some Infection-based challenges around it? Then players would hop in with a goal and see value of actually going back into that playlist again, because you're encouraging them to do so, and all of a sudden Infection could potentially take off. You could even base the UI around it like they did in MCC, which was one of the most recent updates. Overall, I do genuinely hope this is on 343's radar. Games like Fortnite are doing an amazing job with it, and doing seasons would also be a brilliant idea, and it's something we do have to some degree within competitive play. I would also like to point out that Halo 5, despite my issues with it as a game, did a great job of having me coming back for a good while. I know not all of the content was there from launch. I feel like with Halo Infinite, as I'm becoming more confident it's going to release in 2020, meaning the initial launch will be no doubt richer and will have all the content it should have. You do not need to reserve content that should be there at launch. I believe if the engine is able to take it, which I think there are a lot of good signs to say it will, I think the game will be able to have more new armors, skins and other accessories to keep players coming back to the game, as well as other game types which they can rotate however much as they need to. So I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to see in the comments what you would love to see as challenges in Halo Infinite. I gave a few of my own ideas, but I'm interested to hear what you guys think. I would like to thank James Tamplin once more just for giving me some ideas for this video. It was really nice to have a constructive discussion with other community members, and I encourage you guys to also do the same. You can also contact me on my Twitter. I can't speak. You can also contact me on Twitter at FletchUH if you need anything or you have any ideas you would like to put my way. Thank you and enjoy your days. Peace.
Subscribe now to Ultimate Halo for more unfriggin' believable Halo content.